Champs World. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for the latest notification. The Cap Seller and the Monkeys. Once there was a cap seller who used to go from town to sell his caps. He had a big bag in which he carried the caps. His caps were of good quality, inexpensive too. People appreciated his caps a lot. The cap seller earned enough to support his family. He led a happy and simple life. One day in the afternoon, it was very warm. The cap seller sat under a big shady tree and had lunch. After having food, he decided to rest for a while. As he was feeling tired, he kept his bag by his side and went off to sleep. In the cool shade of the big tree, he covered his face with a cap to escape from the heat of the sun. A group of monkeys lived on that big tree. The monkeys got curious to see a man sleeping under the tree. Quietly, they climbed down and stood around the sleeping cap seller. The cap seller was fast asleep and unaware of the monkeys around him. Deep in sleep, the cap seller was snoring. One of the monkeys imitated, but the cap seller kept sleeping. Another one went to the bag of caps and opened it. He put his hand inside and took out a cap. He turned around the cap as if trying to understand what it was. The other monkeys also went and joined him. They also took out the caps from the bag and started playing with them. They all seemed to be fascinated by the colorful caps. One of them accidentally put a cap on his head and was thrilled to find it fitting his head properly. With the cap on his head, he jumped here and there, feeling excited. The other monkeys were watching him. One by one, they all took their caps and imitated him. Soon, all the monkeys had caps on their heads. After jumping and playing around on the ground, the monkeys then climbed up the tree and sat on its branches wearing the caps. After some time, the cap seller woke up from his sleep. He was surprised to see the bag open and some caps scattered here and there. "Who has taken out the caps from my bag?" he thought. He picked up all the caps lying on the ground and counted them. There were 5 caps missing. The cap seller looked around for the missing caps. On hearing the monkey's chatter, he looked up and was astonished to see the monkeys wearing his caps. They were making merry. They made faces at him and teased him. He asked the monkeys to return the caps by waving his hands at them. Instead of giving back the caps, the monkeys started imitating him by moving their hands. The cap seller was a wise man. He knew that the monkeys would not return his caps easily. He thought for some time and then came up with an idea. He took off his cap and threw it on the ground. The monkeys immediately imitated him. They also took off their caps and threw them on the ground. The cap seller chuckled and picked up all his caps and put them in the bag and went off. So the moral of the story is, wit works where strength fails. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy. Bye bye.